Uh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Nick Williams with Summit Realty Group.
And I am Blake Schreckeis, also with the Summit Realty Group. Welcome to the Summit Realty Group podcast.
Yeah. We're working on syncing up that part.
That was wonderful.
Welcome back, everybody. So we're going to take a little break from real estate this week and just talk about Fairbanks in general. Mm-hmm. And so it's winter here, snow's on the ground, everyone's driving a little bit slower, a little bit crazier, and the lines at the coffee stands are getting longer and longer and longer. So we figure we'd talk to you guys about what is a coffee stand, because after chatting a little bit this morning, we realized that's not a thing anywhere else.
Yeah. I didn't get the memo, so Nick is wearing his casual hat, and he doesn't want to work today. I fixed my hair. I even showered, which I don't do every day. So I put in the work today, but no. So
you always need a Beauty and the Beast, all right?
That's true.
I'll be the Beast today.
Oh, wonderful.
Since I'm usually the Beauty.
I don't know about that. It's usually me. But anyways, so coffee hut. You threw that word out. If you're not from around here, I don't know how common it is anywhere else. So we were just kind of discussing with our behind the scenes, we call them producers to make them feel better. It seems like Alaska is the only place that has like a lot of coffee huts, at least.
I would say like Seattle has a couple. On Instagram, you see in the LA area, you got these little bikini baristas and stuff like that. I guess that's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
But so I'm from the South originally. I know you in your origin story were talking about Arkansas, so you're in the same neck of the woods. And I realized we don't have coffee huts. And coffee's huge down there with your Dunkin' Donuts and your Starbucks. Mm-hmm. But little mom and pop coffee huts run by somebody that you don't know, that's not something that really is abundant in the South. So we also kind of joked about it that all those coffee huts that maybe started in the South may have failed and then gone to boiled peanut stands, or you mentioned barbecue smoker joints.
I've never heard. I was in Arkansas, which I would consider kind of the deep South. I've never heard of boiled peanuts, boiled peanut stands. Boiling is one of those very specific cooking methods that if you do it on the wrong material, the wrong item, is disgusting. Like fried, you can fry anything. In the comments
below, please rip him a new one for being from the South and not knowing what boiled peanuts are.
No, but you can fry anything. Like name a thing that you wouldn't be better fried. You know, boiling.
I used to be grossed out by deep fried Twinkies until I had one.
Oh, the Snickers are the best.
You know, you will get real disgusting. Deep fried butter.
I'm okay with that.
I saw it at the Tanner State Fair last year. They literally breaded butter, deep fried it.
I'd try it.
I had a bite of it and it tasted like cream cheese.
Okay, well, since we're not talking
we're not talking about coffee at all right now.
That's okay. We're not talking about anything specific. We have a big, long hike here. I don't remember what the hike is called. I've never done it. It was
Granitours.
Probably a 3-day hike. You go through... I think it's in Southeast. Somebody knows. I should know this as supposedly the Alaska expert. But anyways... doesn't matter. The point is, my buddy went on it. He's telling me, these guys from, I want to say France came. And it's 3 days. They're like, bring your own food and everything. And so all they brought, they had a fanny pack full of butter, sticks of butter. And they're
that's calories right there.
It's calorie dense.
All it is.
That was their idea.
That is, you get enough calories to make this hike, and you're going to have some very
they were filching food, like
very easy bathroom breaks.
They were, by day 2, they were like done with butter. I don't know. Like you would think maybe they had tested that before.
This is not health advice. Just so you guys know.
I don't know.
This is literally how to survive something, I guess, not how to perform with excellence.
I don't think that was a great idea.
Ugh.
So, anyways.
They were keto. They were in the zone.
But back to boiling, because I want to finish this rant. Like, you can think of a lot of things that taste gross. Like boiling the peanuts, maybe if they were just the peanuts, but with the shells, and it sounds like you can eat the shells as well, or you suck the juice out of them.
Crystal from behind the scenes.
Gross.
Absolutely can you?
Do not eat the shells. It's disgusting. You don't suck the juice out of it. Oh, it's gross.
So going back, staying on the peanut train here, I used to work at an amateur, I don't say amateur, that sounds disrespectful, a farm league baseball team that we used to be farmed out to the Boston Red Sox. So the Salem Avalanche is what we call them. And that was my first job. I was 14, 15, selling popcorn and peanuts with a little plastic bucket around my waist. Peanuts, popcorn.
I don't know how this hasn't come before. So Jess, another person behind the camera, since we're going behind the scenes, has a lot of boring stories about her life. And then she has like these bangers that she's holding back for weeks. This is one of those situations that, like,
I actually got fired because I used to make bets with the pretzel guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but we'll get to the firing of that one.
Anyways,
so I was selling peanuts and popcorn, and, growing up, I played a lot of baseball and watched a lot of baseball games. Was a baseball fan, and baseball just is peanuts, right? And I think peanuts are probably the worst nut. I will.
Agreed.
I mean,
it's not a nut.
Almonds, pistachio. You're right. It's
a legume, isn't it?
It's more of a bean.
Yeah.
Anyway, peanuts are the worst nuts. I like peanut butter, but everything else with peanuts kind of sucks. It's the cheap nut they put in the trail mix to make sure you don't get all the good other nuts.
Yeah.
Anyway, used to sell them all the time, and people used to make fun of me because I eat the shells with them even before they were boiled, because I was told, and this was completely a joke that I fell for, but I was told there's extra fiber in the shells, so I used to eat them.
Well, there's probably fiber.
I'm sure there is.
That's probably not a lie.
I don't know, but it doesn't
crunch
say.
on those for
You
a
know when
while.
you eat a lot of kale, what happens to your body? The same thing happens when you eat peanut shells. Just kind of
Yes.
scrapes everything through.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
That's how you.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Summit Podcast.
Well, keeping on peanuts, have you been to the places that have where you shell, like the restaurants where you throw the shells in the ground?
Oh yeah, all the time. The Roadhouses and
Okay.
Coyote Ugly and all those places.
Yeah, I took my wife to one of those, and she was. I don't want to say she's
Saloons.
like a clean freak, but she was disturbed by it. I was like, you just throw them on the ground, and the kids love it, of course.
Oh, kids love it.
I know, and she's like crunching over, and she's like, we laughed. She's like, I don't ever want to go back. I was like, food not good. She's like, no, this like I don't want to step over peanut shells. Like, what is it, like a peasant? Anyways, but
Peasant. Ooh. I always thought that was fun.
No,
I
that was
guess
me
I'm
adding
right there
that.
with your kids. I'm like, I only like peanuts, and I'm just
well, do
eating
you know why
them for
the origin of that? Why they did that?
Roadhouses used to have dirty floors. I don't know.
Well, the oil's out of the shells, supposedly. The oil's out of the shells. So when you swept them up at the end of the day, they had hardwood floors. And
They
every
would
day,
basically reseal them.
yeah, kind of give a little bit extra
sense.
quote of oil. I don't know if that's true.
Did George Washington Carver come up with that?
Probably.
Shout out. Look at that.
Yeah.
Dropping knowledge on you
Another-
today.
Yep.
Thought you weren't going to learn anything because we weren't talking about real estate.
Like 8,000 uses for peanuts.
I know.
Okay. So coffee huts.
Coffee
so we
huts.
have a lot of coffee huts.
And somehow we just spent 15 minutes on boiled peanuts.
Hey, I didn't even get to like you could think of a million things that like a Twinkie, deep fried Twinkie, boil that Twinkie. That's disgusting, right?
No. Wait, you've never had one?
You gotta be kidding me.
You've never had a deep fried Twinkie?
No, a boiled Twinkie.
Oh, boiled.
No,
Boiled,
deep fried is
Deep frying is boiling in oil, man. It's the same thing.
It's not the same because
In the comments below, please let me know, is there really a big difference between boiling and deep frying other than the substance you're dipping the stuff in?
Well, the process is the same, but the outcome is way different.
I agree. Okay, I agree with that.
Boom.
I don't know. I've never fried an egg.
So
I mean,
I
I
don't-
fried an egg in a pan, but like deep fried an egg with a shell on.
I'm saying boil a
Doing
Twinkie.
that
I don't know
this
where you're
weekend.
coming. Boil
I'm going
a
to take an egg. I'm
Twinkie.
going to boil water and put an egg in it, and I'm going to turn on the deep fryer and put an egg in it. I want to see if a deep fried boiled egg is different than a boiled egg.
I don't think so. You're not getting
Wait.
the oil like through the shell. Maybe
Then
it would be.
sounds like my argument
shell
is
is-
still true.
I'm not talking about eggs. I'm talking about something that's porous. Like if you boil a
Well,
Twinkie,
again,
it's disgusting.
Your
If you deep
science
fry it,
experiments flawed if you're not
I
setting
feel like
the
you're ignoring
criteria. Anyway, back to coffee huts.
Okay.
Here in Fairbanks and North Pole, we have several little small business owners
Yeah.
that leased a corner of a large parking lot,
Mm-hmm.
put up a little shack, and I don't want to say that they're really small because there's some pretty big ones. But essentially, there's a shack in a corner.
Some of them
Usually,
don't have toilets, which I don't know how.
half and half don't. I know Sunrise, for a fact, shout out to Sunrise, they do. I know that some of the other smaller ones, and you can see the ones that are like 8 feet long, they don't have a toilet in them. But they're usually in the gas station parking lots, and then those employees go and just use the gas station bathroom. So ones that are at like the larger department stores that they don't have them, or like in a corner of like Staples. So, anyway, they serve lunch, they serve breakfast, they serve obviously coffee and beverages. And I would say in the winter here, the most popular thing are their espresso beverages. So all your coffee-based, milk-based, lattes, brevets, creamers, all that stuff. But in the summer, they are very popular for these insanely unhealthy, sorry if I'm ruining your business, energy drinks that are literally like 3 Red Bulls, some flavoring, some syrups, just doing it all up.
Yeah.
And they're actually pretty delicious. But
I have a funny story.
Your heart might explode if you have more than 2 in a day.
I used to drink a lot of those.
Really?
When I was a kid. Nick still drinks energy drinks because he hasn't grown up yet.
Jolt.
But
Old Jolt Cola.
I had one, I remember very specifically, I had one, and I don't know what the deal was. It must have been the perfect temperature, because when I had a straw, sucks it into my mouth. I don't like saying this
what
part.
you do with the straw?
You know how straw works. And it was, I didn't it felt like I hadn't gotten anything. It was, I don't know how to explain it. And so I went to like take a breath and it just comes out of my mouth. I'm inhaling it. It felt like it was like the same temperature as my mouth.
You
I don't know what it was.
Perfect
It
equilibrium
was
on your
strange.
temperature.
It felt like I had sweet air in my mouth. It was really, really weird because I was like, I didn't get any. And I was like, oh. Anyways.
Drooling red and green.
It was really, and they're like, what happened, man? I was like, I don't
Red
know.
Bull gives you wings.
Yeah, I had too many Red Bulls. But, so yeah, the coffee huts. Here's my, I don't know if we want to go into this. So the Bruin Views. That's a brand name.
No, I mean, we are explicit, so we can go ahead and talk about some fucking Bruin View.
So I don't know. Like, I have nothing in it. So back up, I was raised very Christian, and I would say I'm not so anymore.
I was raised Catholic, so we'll just keep rolling. Let's see where we go with this.
So I like, you know.
We're not scripted right now.
Right. From that, like, perspective, of course, like, you could never go through, like, a Bruin View, right? You know what I'm saying? So, and I've never been through one of the Bruin Views, and my issue is, I cannot imagine how awkward I would feel, because we all know why you're there.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? And maybe the girls make it easier on you.
I just want to say that, you know, the road you're talking on that has Bruin View, South Cushman, you have Sunrise on one, and then you have Bruin View on the other.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I go to Bruin View for the same reasons as everybody else. Sometimes I'm just on the wrong side of the road when I need to grab a cup of coffee.
I've heard their food is good, but here's the thing.
I have food.
The thing is every time there's a place that is like a little bit more risque, like Hooters, we had a place called Twin Peaks, which I have a funny story about that. But
what's that Irish one that everybody loves?
People always, anyways, the wings are great at Hooters. They always say that. It's like, that's why I go. But we all know why.
Tilted Kilt.
Tilted Kilt.
That's why it was called that, because they all wore little skirts.
I kind of like that. Something about that. It's better than Twin Peaks. Anyways. So, but how awkward must you feel? Like, that's my issue. However, and so
are you asking as the guy or the worker, the employee or the customer?
Both. So if I'm there, so
let me
myself.
So you've never been there.
No, because I would be. But here's the thing.
Let me paint a picture to everybody.
Driving by, I'm trying to see if I can get a little peek.
We're gonna do a little ASMR, whatever it is, ASMR. All right, so here's what we're gonna do, guys. All right, so we're driving down South Cushman, heading north towards downtown, and we're gonna pull off to the side of the road, and there's a nice pink coffee hut, and in this coffee hut are young, eager businesswomen. These businesswomen have created a product that is superior to all their competition. Coffee. Mm-hmm. Lots of espresso. So you roll up to the window, you roll down your window, she opens up that large window that is twice the size of all the other coffee hut windows so you can see more. And she says, can I take your order? And the first thing you got to do is, just like Blake when he had his Monster, get rid of all that extra stuff that was coming out of your mouth. Some call it drool, some call it energy drinks.
Uncomfortable. It's hard to keep eye contact.
All right, I'm going to speed this up a little bit.
Anyway, so it's a nice big coffee hut. You roll up, and just like Hooters, Tilted Kilt, all this thing, you got the young ladies in there, and they are dressed in, most of the time, underwear. Right? Sometimes it's just a pasty. No, underwear. Strappy, lacy, whatnot.
Oh,
sometimes
that was my other problem. I was like, just go to the
pasty.
beach in the summer.
Yeah.
So it's less than that.
But here's where they get you at. No, it's like...
I was thinking bikinis the whole time.
Oh, you got my phone recording. I was about to say, we need to pull up Instagram real quick.
Okay.
Anyway, I'll show you that later.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
I've never they're wearing sometimes just pasty, sometimes a little sticker on a nipple.
Man.
So you should maybe check it out.
Well, here's my question, though.
But they get you
awkward?
Here. That's what I was getting at with that very awkward skit that we just did.
It's even worse. I want to go even less now.
It is very awkward. Unless you are an awkward person. Because I roll up as what I would call a normal person. Uh-huh. And I'm like, I'm here to order coffee. Can I please have my coffee? And they're like, it's almost like they're disappointed that I'm not hitting on them. Oh. At the same time, I've heard from people that work there that they hate how some men are just over the top.
It's kind of hard.
Verbally sexually assaulting.
Where's the line at, though? Because we know
so
what
at what
they're
point
there
are you
for.
flirting? What point are you being sexual harassing? What part are you just being weird like me, where I'm like, I don't know where to look because
That's what I'm saying.
I'm going to stare at your belly button. Like, that's usually what I look at because it's probably the least offensive.
I don't know.
You would think the eyes, but I feel like I'm just
I don't know. I
taking,
think you'd be looking at the crotch if you're looking at their belly button.
So now moving on past coffee, because there's only 2 of those here in Fairbanks out of about 42 coffee huts, all right? So that is the minority. That's just where Blake's mind went right away.
I just have strong feelings
Lots of curiosity.
I'm so curious. I don't know if I'll ever go through it.
All right, Mrs. Producer, after this, we need to take Blake to the Bruin View, and we're going to get a behind-the-scenes social media clip
be
of
totally
his
red-faced.
first order.
Like,
it could be me.
handing the card out?
Oh, my God, we're doing this.
Are you?
please like and subscribe if you want us to go do this.
Yeah, okay.
Saturday Night Live skits are next.
Oh, Lord.
But yeah, so very popular here, and they're not just popular because of the coffee. Food too. I mean, they all go and get. They do your bagel, egg, and cheeses.
We're just
They
on
got
coffee
burritos,
huts now.
coffee
Past
huts
the
in general.
burritos.
We're trying to keep this derailed
We're moving
train
fast. I don't know.
to still hit its
Peanuts
destination
and
at the
boobies
end.
today, so
Peanuts and boobies with a little bit of coffee.
coffee. So I don't drink any coffee. So I
We're
don't
learning a lot
generally-
about Blake lately.
I know. I just don't like it, and it's
That's
one of
fine.
those things that like people are like, oh, you should just it's an acquired taste.
No.
And I feel like why?
If you don't like it, why?
Yeah.
I know that I don't like being stabbed. I don't need you to stab me a little bit in order for me to figure out. Eventually, you might like getting stabbed. So if you don't like something, a very weird metaphor to this today.
I think choking might be better.
Choking might be better. Okay.
We start with the light
I
choke.
don't know why I just went straight to stab. That's just. I watched American Horror Story with my daughter last night, so
Oh,
all
Lord.
kinds of weird leather figures coming out of the bed.
Anyways, I
mattresses.
feel like it's something that while there are some health benefits, like it's so in the air. Like
it's marinated bean water
yes.
with milk.
No response.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm just saying,
Just
like-
finish your thought.
It's marinated bean water. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. For anybody out there that wants to start criticizing people, look in the mirror and shut up. For everybody else, enjoy your coffee.
Yes.
If you're Blake, maybe a nice herbal
Well,
tea
here's the
will
thing.
do.
I want to be very clear. I don't drink coffee, and I feel like I'm better than you because of that.
Okay. I know that you're
I'm
worse
joking.
than me for thinking that, and so I'll let you go on with it.
No, but anyway, so I've never really acquired the taste, but they have a ton of other stuff too, and I always feel like a kid. They have good hot cocos. You can mix. You have a bunch of syrups and,
And you
stuff.
know what? Hot
They have
chocolate
teas.
is fucking delicious.
Yeah, who doesn't like that? But
Everybody.
so we have a ton. You drive through them, obviously. It gets super cold here. I'm assuming that's the biggest reason why. Like, yes, you have to
No,
open
see,
your
that
window.
is my biggest problem with this.
Okay.
I can save more time. Money's about the same. Less gas by just parking at Starbucks, walking in there, getting my coffee and going out. The problem is I like to support the small business owners, but what I hate about this coffee stand model is, and all of my coffee stand people here in Fairbanks, please listen, I hate the fact that there is 2 windows
Oh, yes.
and that there's always that one person, and sometimes it's me, that orders food. And it slows down the entire... There needs to be a drink aisle and a food aisle. And if you want a burger or you want your bagel with lox, you wait for 15 minutes in the food aisle.
So,
But I want to get my coffee and go.
well,
And then, to caveat on this one more time,
Old men, yes, all of you people in Van Horn, I love you. You're my people. But stop hitting on the 16-year-old girls at the coffee hut. I really want to get my coffee and go back to work.
yes,
Thank you.
Yes, agreed. I think that should be a rule of thumb pretty much anywhere. Don't hit on underage girls.
well, nowadays you can't tell what the age of a girl if it's not tattooed on her face because...
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyways, so how does Chick-fil-A do it? Because they need
Chick-fil-A here or anywhere else?
Well, we don't have Chick-fil-A here.
They don't exist here.
They don't exist here. But anytime I've been to any Chick-fil-A, they have a line like 4 miles long, and you cannot get your credit card out fast enough because they're moving that thing so fast.
Warmer temperatures, and they're outside with those portable credit card readers.
Well, they
taking
probably have
orders.
50 people inside too,
True.
I guess. So
True,
there's
true.
only like usually
These
2
coffee
people.
huts are 2 to 3.
Yeah.
You usually have 1 girl per window, somebody doing food, somebody doing drinks, somebody being a runner.
Yeah.
And so the way they're kind of set up, it's usually 2 to 3. Sometimes a manager comes by and helps out on a busy day.
I think we should pinch this one off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we've discovered a lot about ourselves,
Yeah.
and we've talked about coffee huts.
Well, let's try to paint
Yes,
a little bit more picture for Fairbanks.
Okay,
and
go
get out
ahead.
of here.
Go ahead. Close this up here. I don't know what more to say.
It's a nice cold winter day. You're thirsty.
It's the worst part.
You're
is that he's
heading
looking at
down
me.
the road.
Yeah, look away.
And you're like, you know what I want?
I'm feeling
I
uncomfortable.
want some coffee.
I'm one of the Bruin View girls. And this is too
Not
much.
today. Not today. I want some mocha dans.
Oh, yeah.
I want some espresso self. I want some of that brew and view, some of that sunshine. I want some of that bagels and brew. There's so many more that I can't think of right now.
Glacier Grind.
Summit Coffee Company.
We do
Yes,
not own that.
we are not part owners of that yet.
Okay.
If you do own Summit Coffee,
Advertisers.
please let me know. I am looking to invest in other companies that have the same name as mine. Anyway, we're going to wrap this up because I got Blake some hot chocolate coming, and I know he has some problems keeping those liquids to himself.
Yes.
All right, guys. Hey, thanks. Welcome to the Cement Row Tea Group podcast. Again, today we did not talk about real estate at all. It was just a fun
may not hit the air.
30-minute conversation about coffee and how to have fun here in Fairbanks when it's cold outside and you just want to grab a little drink on your way. Hope we didn't offend anybody. We are just doing this for entertainment. In the end, thank you guys for paying attention.
Yeah, it was fun. All right. See you.
Good job.
Yeah.